welcome back. Okay, so a couple days ago, Joshian, I'm sorry if I can pronounce your name. He posted up a deck list of like just level 1 synchros and like with riding lefty driver and like boost warrior, turbo booster, and then it reminded me of something I was doing a few months ago, but we didn't have Crystron Hockey Fabrax or the Mecha Phantom Beast Link, so and we were still bound by the link mechanic, right? So let me go ahead and show you guys okay. We were still bound by the link mechanic, right? So it was kind of hard to like use every sequence to its full potential because we're still bound by the links. So you couldn't like use as many main monsters as you possibly could, as you can now. But it just reminded me. I was like, what if I could just go back to it and then modernize it and just bring it up to pace of what we have at our disposal right now, right? Which is utilizing Brax, utilizing the Mecha Phantom Beast Link, and using that sequence to like just branch out and have those level 1s be more essential, right? Because they're like pseudo level eaters kind of, because they're level 1s. So it gives you a lot of room to manipulate your synchro climb, right? Because it's very versatile. Because you're level 1, you're adding by 1, right? So it gives you a versatility that the synchro decks need, right? They need these type of versatility to just get out of weird scenarios, get just try to like fit the situation, right? Yeah, I messed up. I should have put it in defense mode. I don't know. Yeah, no. So taking that into consideration, right? It just it got me excited. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool because it's similar approach to an Emancipator, right? The level 1s, they serve a similar purpose where you can just special summon them, like I guess based off what you control, which is if you control a tuner with Boost Warrior, you can special summon it. Turbo Booster, the moment you normal summon, you can just special summon as many as you want because you play triple pot ever, so you can like theoretically summon 9 of them, because like if you cycle them like all over again, you can summon them 3 times each, 9 times each. So there's a similar approach where you can utilize them in the same way, except the only difference is you can't use the +1 effect, right? Where you excavate and you summon a rock. So it's not that advantageous, but it's the fact that it's versatile in the sense that you can use it with a War style. You can extend your plays through the basic sequence that is Brax, right? The Brax into the Mecha Phantom Beast Link, and then try to get things going and try to push past hand traps, right? Because it appears susceptible that once you get to the Brax play, the people tend to ash that. They tend to oh my god, I got kaiju. This is where I was like, oh, I felt pretty secure. I felt pretty safe. Hang on, let me put this. Okay, so many of you might not agree by negating the Call Grave with Savage, but I didn't want to use double Valor on this because it's still an unknown factor. So it's although like what am I really scared of with apart from like, because I'm pretty familiar with what Crusade does. Of course they added the Parallel XC part, right, aspect of the deck. It gives you like another like way to play around the Nibiru, because like you can make the Rafflesia. But apart from that, everything seems pretty basic and very predictable. So I felt safe in negating the Call of the Grave because I want to have the Veda as a surprise factor. Whereas like the fact that if he knows it has Savage, he knows how to play around it. So like it's more of a wild card type of scenario. Yeah. So again, what was I saying? I lost track. No, but yeah, there's a similar approach as Emancipator, and the fact that like they have like the Turbo Booster has this pretty neat toolbox thing to it, where if for those of you that don't know what it does, it's like if any of your monsters battled in your opponent's monster, you can tribute that. And then destroy the monster that your monster battled with. So that's come up a lot. Like I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Of course, it's not a quick effect. It'd be amazing if it was a quick effect. Oh, right here, I forgot that I didn't read his card, so I just like, oh, I'll just run it over and crash, and then it's over. But I guess the card it points to, it can't attack. So I was like, oh, that sucks. So I end up setting up a Link Kuriboh plate so I can have more negations. So like Link Kuriboh is quite crucial in this deck. The more I played it, and the more I got familiarized with the deck, and the more like I just got in those weird scenarios, I come to the realization that it's really important, like really important, because it lets you keep your Draxer safe. At least sometimes you can have your Crocodile Dragon where you just have 2 cards, and you just want to pop something, but you're scared that it'll get run over. And same thing for the Herald. It just protects the Herald, which is huge. And the fact that you can like, I'll show you guys a little example, but let's go ahead and finish up this replay. Go on to the next one. See what I mean? Like, it just gives you the fact that you can do that. It's insane. Sort of like, and this is where I was like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? I think it would have been better off if he just left the other guy, because I can't crash into it, and it's too strong. I mean, I could have possibly drawn to a Pot of Avarice, but like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what his intentions were. And then I just go ahead and try to like just set up a Link Kuriboh again to protect my Dragster. And then, and this build, this is like, because I went through quite a few iterations of the deck of main decking certain cards, and in this particular build, I was main decking triple machine duplication. But then, as you see in the deck list, as I'll show you after, I ended up cutting it because it was it felt like a win more type of card. Like, of course, it's always gonna be live because it's a consistent card, because you play the righty and lefty drivers, you play the triple booster, triple jet synchro and triple tuning. So there's like, it's always gonna be live, but like, I don't know. I felt like I needed to cut it and play something else, which is why I added the what's it called, the effect veilers. So I gradually was just building the deck to be as consistent as possible, and then seeing what fits and what doesn't fit, and then kind of lower the ceiling and have some interaction, which is what the veilers were basically substituted it with, right? Because it's a level 1, right? If you open up War Arthur and that's combo, because like you just search any of the boost word, turbo booster, and then you just continue off, right? Because you could just go like summon Veiler, special turbo booster, go into Brax, and then special turbo booster, because you normal summon if your Brax gets Veilered or Ashed or Imperm, and then you just go to the Make a Phantom Beast Link and just continue to progress your combo sequence that way. And yeah, I just felt it just fits perfectly. Like there's some instances where I'm like, oh, if this was a machine duplication, I would be able to like accomplish more. But like, it's like a compromise, right? You have to like consider, like, okay, competitively speaking, you kind of need to have these dilemmas occur so you can make the deck be as optimal as possible, right? That freaking super poly was insane. Oh my god, look at that. And I like the fact that you have so many level 1s, and the fact that you can draw 4 off of the Crocodile Dragon, which is insane. It's so huge, man. It's so huge. Like, it's just amazing, the fact that you can do that. And the amount of time that I've resolved triple Pot of Avarice in 1 turn is, it's insane, dude. It's so freaking crazy. Look at this. Okay, this is gonna be against Orcus. Yeah, the last game, I think the timer ran out, and then but yeah, like, well, he couldn't have drawn anything. But yeah, like, yeah, I'm a really big fan of the deck. I'm really excited about it. It seems viable. It's consistent as hell. Like like the way that everything just flows together. The only issue, the one if it would be that, because I'm nitpicking at this point. It's not really like a big, like, I guess something to consider. Just the extra, there's like 1 or 2 slots that I'm like not too sure about, right? But nah, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think the extra is fine. I'll show you guys the deck list after this, and then you can take a look at it. It's cool, and I know the Brax is kind of expensive. Savage is pretty expensive. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. But I think you can, if you want, if you want to like go a little bit budget, like if you could get a hold of just Brax and not like the Savage, then I think you could replace Savage for like a more budget card, like a Korean Gandrax or an Omega, because I'm not playing Omega in this build, which is what I was I guess the flex spot if you want to turn into a budget. But it does come up, the fact that you have it like Omni Negate of just like anything, which is quite useful. And when you're trying to establish your board against like the meta right now, right? Because there's Dark Lunar more, there's just so many decks that can extend past 2 or 3 negates, right? If played properly. Look at this guy. Oh my god, the Putter Aris is just having the fact that you could go through Putter Aris like just so effortlessly is insane, man. It's so insane. Look at that, it's so cool. See, this is where I miss Korean Gandrax or like a Trish, because I'm not playing either of those, and those toolboxy things have been coming up a lot. That's like the only issue I would have, like the toolboxiness of it. It kind of like the ceiling isn't as like it is high, but like those things come up a lot, like a lot, and I don't know. I'm not too comfortable not having them as an option, because in these predicaments it just comes up so many times. It just does, like it's just yeah. So I'm trying to play around every possible thing. So I'm not going to go and blatantly just attack. I need to make sure I have options to Gizmek and Nibiru on top of you know, on top of the guy that you know, look at that. On top of that, you know. So I want to make sure I had a game for sure. And I'm gonna show you guys a deck. All right, so here's a deck list. Okay, look at this. It's it just seems so fun. Like just a bunch of level 1s, man. A bunch of little guys that just help you just progress and just synchro climb into these guys, right? So little, this is the most fun about it, because they're so little. They're like little monsters, little cards. You have little warriors, little machines, and then you have worms. Yeah, then you have like a few sliders, but like yeah, apart from that. So okay, so basically, right, the whole concept is to have the deck be as consistent as it possibly can. Competing with your opponent's I guess odds of opening up Ash Imperm, Valor Imperm, you know, like a Nibiru Imperm, you know, like you want to be more consistent in those variation of cards that are very popular at the moment, because Adamantipator is huge. Like you just want to prevent like any overwhelming combo to establish a board, because it's hard to deal with apart from Dark Lunar more and stuff like that, yeah. So okay, so basically, I was like at first I was playing Cool Bolt, I was playing Machine Duplication, but I ended up cutting them, and I just wanted to simplify it and make it very simple, and just get to the core of what the deck is meant to be doing, right? So you play everyone by now knows Jet Synchro is amazing for this utility, right? It's a 1 card well, it's a 1.5 card, because any card you just pitch for it and make Brax that way. But that's what the Boost Warrior and Turbo Booster serve its purpose as, to extend, as serve like, kind of like a Call by the Grave in a sense, essentially, because if your Brax gets stopped, then you just special your Boost Warrior, and then you make your Mecha Phantom Beast Link, right? So this plays off of the logic of opening up, being consistent with what you open compared to your opponent opening up Nibiru and any variation of hand traps, right? Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Because like, if your opponent opens up Nibiru, Ash, Valor, like what combo deck survives that? You know, like what combo deck survives that? You know, like come on, let's be realistic. So yeah, so these are your main extenders, right? Your consistency pieces, because they work with the War Arfdal, and War Arfdal just becomes insane, because your entire deck is basically level 1s, so you can search essentially anything, which is what I like about the Tiny Spirit Adara, because this doesn't use normal summon, so you can special this, activate War Arfdal, search righty, and then that sets up your play to play past Imperm and Valor, assuming they imperm or they interact with the Brax, right? Because then you just go into your Mecha Phantom Beast link. But then, leaves me with another vulnerable part of the deck, which is what happens if both of those get stopped, right? Well, at that point, it's like, I mean, the best thing you can do is possibly have some sort of extender, like a Worm for One, or like a Reborn to Reborn, like a tuner, and then try to extend that way, right? Which is why I was playing Synchro Mercenary, because at first I was playing just three lefty driver, but then a Synchro Mercenary was coming at way too much, where I was missing that other level 1 tuner to just special summon, because most of the time you just have your Jet Synchron serve as a Brax material, right? So you can't really like make your formula or your shaman, because you use that to make the Brax, and then yeah. A lot of times what happens is I saw myself doing was making this guy with a formula, because sometimes you're in desperate mode and you just make the formula synchron because you need to draw something, and sometimes you draw into a 1 for 1 or either of these, and then you just make a Middle Marcher, and then that's how you trigger your doppel, and then that's how you get things going. Like so many times that's come up, and it's just insane. And if you see the one quick draw, like I was not playing quick draw at first, but it just helps so much for the same purpose as if stop your Brax, you just pitch for a special, make a Phantom Beast link, right? And then the other thing that comes up as well is it makes Excel be able to be a level 1, and that's how you make your shaman, and then you summon your lefties and your doppel warriors, which is pretty crucial to the deck. Like it is, like I was like, at first I was like going back and forth on it, but I was like, nah, it's actually pretty crucial. Same thing for this guy, right? It's just more level 1s to just get on the board. It just makes it 1 for 1 a bit better, and it lets you chain block your Brax. And so it minimizes the chances of how you can get interacted with, right? Oh my god! But that's basically the deck, man. Like it's I'm liking it so far. It's super fun. It's so cool. It's super consistent. If you go in first, odds are you're basically gonna just resolve everything. Because one of the things that one of the main sequences that you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna end up going for Librarian into Marcher, into Stardust Charge Warrior, and then into Crocodile Dragon. That's like the main combo sequence you're gonna be going into. And then from those 4 or 5 draws, you're gonna be drawing into more like boost warriors and stuff like that. And which is why this guy is essential, because it gives you the fact that you can just special, and then do your shaman play, climb into Excel, into Quandax, and then into Herald, and like, it just gives you that option to reroute, which is what I like about it. But anything else, it just comes down to just, I guess, what do you want to change it to? Like, like you can just play with 2 of each, like cut boost warrior, cut turbo booster, cut this, just play 2 of these, and could you play 3 of these anyways, and then just put in Call of the Graves, put in 3 Ash, put in 3 Sora versus to prevent like targeting and Valor imperm, those type of things. But I tried that. I tried cutting Rafta and putting 3 Ash, but it affected the deck dramatically. Like dramatically. You have no idea. Like it's just insane. Like of course if they have no hand traps and you have an Ash, then it's fine. But like if they have a hand trap and you don't have Rafta and you have Ash, it's like, oh damn, it's kind of like fuck. This deck is meant to be persistent. That's if I were to like sum it up, it's meant to be persistent in completing this sequence, right? But yeah, dude, that's it. This video is kind of long now, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.